Hey boys and girls, welcome to Dishin with Scott. Okay, so let me first explain the whole reason why I'm even doing this. There's a couple of reasons. Number one, for my girlfriend's mom, Diane. I love my girlfriend's mom. She is freaking hilarious. But the second reason is for you single guys. So, the biggest problem that I've seen with my single friends, okay, is that all of them have said, well, I tried cooking her a meal, and I made her spaghetti, and then she said, oh my God, you're a loser, and left. I'm going to teach you how to make some gourmet meals. You don't need Gordon Ramsay's fucking big-ass pan set, okay? You don't need to spend $1 million on a kitchen. We live in a small little 2-bedroom duplex, okay? There's some basic things that you're going to need, though, okay, for all the videos. This is all of them in general. Take that money that you're going to spend on like Gordon Ramsay's set or some high-end, crap. Good knife set. Okay, get a good, a middle of the ground pan set so that way there it lasts you a long time. Some baking sheets, okay, so you can bake. An Instapot, if you can afford it, and an air fryer, which is amazing. Today, we're only going to be using a couple things. Number one, we're going to be using, right here, we're going to be using our food processor. It's going to be very important because we're going to be doing hummus today. We're going to be doing 2 batches, okay? Now, I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. I'm going to show you the way that I like to do it, which is with the actual dried raw beans because you can get them a lot cheaper. And a little bit later on, we're going to show you how to do it quick and down and dirty with canned ones. I don't like doing it because I don't like the way they smell. That's just me. So let's get on with this, huh? Yeah, work for you? I got my girlfriend, Jen, behind the camera. She's just laughing her ass off at me. Okay, so I know some of us guys are retarded. So I'm going to go slow. Take a pair of scissors. You're going to take your bag of garbanzo beans. If they say chickpeas, they're the same thing. Chickpeas and garbanzo beans. Okay? You're going to cut gently the top of. Don't squeeze them. You're not frickin' Hulk Hogan. Take the top off so you can get to them. Then we're going to come over here to our Instapot. We're not going to plug it in, okay? We don't need to plug it in yet. What we do need to do, we need to empty them into the Instapot like that. Okay? And we're going to clean as we go, but right now I'm going to leave my package right there. I'm going to throw it into the trash. There's a reason, because my girlfriend's a psycho and she'll stab me if I don't. She's done it before. Help. We're going to come over to the sink. We're going to get some water. How much water? You don't know. I'm going to show you. Don't measure it out. It's the dumbest thing. You need exactly 1 liter of water. What you want to do, let's get 1 more of these. This is 32 ounces. Just see how it covers it right there? Maybe spread them out a little bit. Okay. We're going to let those sit. We're going to let those sit for at least 5 hours. If you go to bed and you do them overnight, that's the best way to do it. Is just to go to bed, and the next morning, they're going to puff up a little bit, and then we're going to pressure cook those. So there's a few things that you're going to need for the entirety of this video. Number one, you're going to need some olive oil. You don't have to buy expensive olive oil, okay? Hummus is a side dish. It's a, you don't have... This is not something that is going to be a feature part of any meal. This is going to be something that's going to accent any meal. So you need, okay, ready? Everybody? Yeah, see that? That's what you need. The next thing you're going to need is something called tahini. This is the kind that we've been using. Now, tahini is a sesame seed type butter. It tastes like crap on its own, okay? Don't try putting it on toast. It's retarded. But you're going to need that. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of that. You're going to need some garlic. Okay, now I know some of you are, why don't you smash in your own garlic? It's not that freaking serious, okay? Use garlic. It's just, make your life easy. You're going to need some minced garlic, okay? Because we want to do this down and dirty. We want to make it easy. I like mine spicy. So we're going to do 2 batches. We're going to do 1 with red pepper flakes, which she got for 50% off. And we're going to do 1 with jalapenos, which we do have fresh jalapenos. You don't have to buy 50 pounds of them like we do, okay? You can buy 2 jalapenos and make a huge batch. And you're going to need some salt, okay? We use sea salt, and we also use like regular coarse salt. Not going to need very much. You're going to do all that to taste. So, we're going to be back as soon as these have set for a little while. Plus, we have to get the garbanzo beans in a can because Jen told me that we had them and we don't. Don't give me that look. So we're going to see you guys in a couple of minutes. Okay, so Jen went and got 2 cans of garbanzo beans. Now, one is low sodium and one's regular, but you know what? It doesn't freaking matter. It's not that serious. We're going to open them, okay? So, for the guys out there, you're going to need this thing called a freaking can opener. See that right there? It costs you like $5. Every idiot should have one in their house. I am said idiot. What we're going to do is we're going to open these up. Because we're salty bitches. Got my dog giving me the side eye. Okay, then we're going to come over here to the sink. We're going to dump them into the colander. You don't want to just take them right from the can. Why? Because they stink. You see that sludge in there? That's disgusting. You don't want that on your crap. When you make this for your girlfriend or the woman that you want to date, you want it to taste good. You don't want to sit there and go, ew, it tastes all slimy. Like, did you put a slug in there or something? Jesus, that's just disgusting. You don't want that. Okay, we got them rinsed, right? Really quick, really easy. You're going to take your food processor. You're going to plug it in. Like that. Make sure it's locked in. Make sure you have this blade in there. See how it's like a little ninja throwing star? Remember from high school? Throwing stars? Or you can stab a neighbor with it.
Wow.
Add in your garbanzo beans. See, no slime. Not slime time. Okay, so we want to chop these up before we do anything else. So we're going to grab our olive oil. And I measure with my heart. We measure with love, okay? I don't want to hear, is it a tablespoon? Until you get the right consistency. So first we're going to little bit of olive oil in there, okay? Take a food processor, lock it down. I also wanted to mention, if you can't afford an Instapot or some expensive food processor, you don't need to spend 90 bucks on an Instapot. Get onto Amazon. There are cheaper brands. I started off with one, I think it was called Gourmet or some crap like that. It worked just fine. I bought the cheaper one just so that I would know if I would use it or not. And it turns out I use pressure cookers all the time. So, Instapot, I was like, yeah, I'll get the higher quality one. So, we're going to get a rough grind on this. So you're going to take it just like that. Okay, this is a rough grind. We're going to open that up. First thing we're going to need a little bit of this, okay? So we're going to go one little quick time around. Little pull in there. Next, we're going to take our garlic. And I swear to God, if I get one email from any of you bitching that I don't crush my own garlic, I'm going to tell you to kiss my big fat butt.
Oh.
Now, I like mine... Oh, you already put me a spinner. I like mine super garlicky because I want to keep vampires away, and it helps keep Jen away because she tries to bite me all the time. So I'm going to put 1 tablespoon in this. Most of this is to taste. I put a giant tablespoon in there, okay? But actually, I'm going to do 2 of them in there. About 1.5-ish. A little bit of juice. Close that. And put the lid back on our garlic. Gonna lock it in. Where's the tahini? There's the tahini. We're gonna add some tahini because I totally freaking spaced that just now. Oh, there it goes. Maybe. My tahini's stuck. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's really thick on the bottom, so you gotta get that spoon in there, okay? You're gonna have to get it in there. We're gonna add some tahini. There's about 2.5 tablespoons right there. 2.5 big tablespoons. I know it looks gross, okay? But trust me, you need it. If you don't add the tahini, the problem with not adding tahini is that you won't get the right consistency in your hummus. And consistency and flavor are hella important. Okay, you know what? While I got it open, get some red pepper flakes in there. You know what? We're going to do one better. Let's do it with jalapenos this time. You take out your Michael Myers knife like you're from Halloween, like you're going to stab some people with Jamie Lee Curtis, right? You get rid of this small little knife, that won't do shit. Okay, come on over here. We like ours hot, so what you want to do is get rid of this topper, okay? Throw that aside. You're going to slice. Keep your fingers away from the blade. Right down here. And you don't have to be professional. You don't have to go super fast. But get little discs going on. Because what we're going to do is it's going to all get chopped up anyway. See, they're smaller. They're a little bit more manageable. You need 1 jalapeno. Now, if you want it totally Greek style, don't add the jalapeno. It's that easy. Then, a little sprinkle of the 50% off red pepper flakes. I like it when you find me deals. Take a picture of that in there. See, there's not very much in there, right? You don't have to smother it. Especially, and we like it hot. This is going to be plenty hot. Now, your salt is all to taste. Okay, so I'm going to start off with just a little bit of salt. Okay, there's probably maybe a half a tablespoon of salt in there. Put your lid on. Lock it down. Let her rip. Okay, so now, if you come over here and take a look, you're going to see that it's way too thick. So we need to thin that down. And there's 2 ways you can do it. First, take your spatula. We have a Hogwarts one. Pull it away from the sides. And kind of give it a little bit of a stir. Being cautious of your blade below. Because you don't want to, tear up a perfectly good spatula. Okay, that's number 1. Now, some people say, add more olive oil. Olive oil is kind of spendy. Or can be. So what I'm going to take is this mug that Jen made for me. It says, don't be a twatopotamus. I'm going to put just a little bit of water in there. Just a little bit, okay? Maybe a couple, 3 teaspoons. Tops. Don't waterlog it. Remember, you can always add more. You can't take shit out once it's in there, okay? You can't add, less water once it's in. Once it's in, it's a done deal. Scrape those sides, right? Plop that back in. There we go. What? This part takes a minute. Okay, so now you're going to need a tasting spoon. That's way too big. There they are. Still bigger than I thought. So what you want to do is you want to get a spoon. This is a tablespoon. A little tiny bit. See that? See a little dab will do you? going to go, it's good. It's not quite creamy enough. And it needs a little bit more salt. Now the salt does help activate the heat if you're using peppers. So I'm going to add just a little tiny bit more salt. And just a drop of olive oil. Bloop. Like that. Just a little bloop. We're going to let it rip again. You're going to keep doing that until you get the consistency that you want. You want really creamy. You don't want it thin. Okay? You need it to stick. So, you need to be able to grab it and hold it, and it's going to stick. If it slides off of this, you've done it wrong. You need to add something to it. You need more garbanzo beans, something to get it. So, like I said, add little at a time. So, let's talk about doing your own beans. We come over here. These are the beans that we put in a little bit earlier. They puffed up a little bit, right? So, you're going to line your lid up, lock it in, close this. We get to plug it in. If you buy the Instant Pot, here's how you set it, okay? You're going to hit pressure cook. Mine's already set for 25 minutes. I don't need to keep it warm. And we're going to leave it alone. Then when it builds the pressure after 25 minutes, you can release it by opening this valve right here, pulling it towards you. And after all that is deflated, you'll have the garbanzo beans. Then go through that same process. Rinse them off. And separate them out. You know what I mean? Because that's enough for probably 4 batches in there. That's one batch. So you probably have 6 cans worth of garbanzo beans in there. Separate them out. Do them in small batches. So when you're plating is the most important thing for your date. Don't use paper plates. But you don't need nothing expensive either. I've had this set of plates for eon. She's laughing because she says they're my 1980 plates. I say that she's high. Plating is super important. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some, right? We're going to get a nice little, right in the middle. Like that. Okay? So when you have it right in the middle, make yourself a little hole. Like so. Then, you get a drop of olive oil in there for what we're going to do. Just like that. See, it's got a little happy pool. A dash of the 50% off red peppers. It makes a great garnish. Okay, then, like I said, pick your favorite snack. Like, here's one of mine. And Jen's. Is the jalapeno Triscuits. Okay? Trust me, it's simple, and this will impress the hell out of your date. But we don't just have that, because you're not cheap, right? You're not a cheap bastard. It's payday. You were flipping burgers all week. You got your paycheck. So what'd you get? You went and you got some rolled gold. That's right, you got yourself some pretzels. Because hummus is great with pretzels too. So we're going to do a little bit of pretzels on the side. And I know that while you were shopping and you were thinking about your hot date with Linda, or Becky, or Tabitha, or whatever her name is, you stopped and you said, no, you know what goes great with hummus? Pita chips. Because your date's gonna know that pita goes with hummus. She has other guys trying to get her, dude. You need to stand out. This is part one of what's gonna help you stand out. The great part is we don't have to cook all this bullshit. We just have to buy it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a few pita chips there. We're gonna do a few little pita chips here. And there's your plating. Plating and presentation. Plating and presentation is the most important. People actually do not eat first with their mouths or their tongues. You eat with your eyes. Consider this. If you're looking at a hamburger on a plate and it looks like crap, it just looks horrible, automatically you're thinking that hamburger's sketchy. So you're going into it thinking it's going to taste bad. But if you look at that burger and it looks top-notch good, you're going into eating that burger thinking this is going to taste amazing. Whether it does or doesn't matter. You eat with your eyes first. Plating, so important.
And some veggies.
And, of course, you can put veggies on there, too. She reminded me that we do veggies. I did a total carb one. The good thing about hummus, though, for those of you that are dieting, it is actually really good for you. Chickpeas have, they're very nutrient dense. Just watch your carb count. You know, olive oil is good for you. Watch your carb count. That's all I gotta say about it. And the next thing that we're going to be posting is spanakopita. This will knock it out of the park for you guys. You make her the spanakopita. You make her the hummus. I tell you what, man. She's going to be with you. She's going to run off with you. She's going to be like, this guy knows. This guy knows his stuff. So we'll catch you guys in the next video. Pieces!